3 years, 8 months in prison. The tagger becomes the taggee. There's that joke you let go, Greg.
Yeah.
There it is.
I thought it was too easy, so I thought I would switch gears.
Just leave
It turns
it for
out
me.
that actually I got more mileage out of switching gears.
Yeah.
After jail, would he cultivate tag hags?
Yeah, I think so.
I think that's a term.
By the way, as near as I can tell, this guy's made a whole career out of not being able to spell.
Yes.
B-U-K-E-T? Really? And it's fine if you want to bag on graffiti artists, but leave rappers out of this.
How about performance artists?
That's fine.
Okay. Or prostitutes, as Acorn.
Absolutely fine. Exactly. Greg, you said you think his punishment should be that the people whose property he defaced should get to go to his home and smear feces all over it. You're assuming it's not already like that.
Yeah, it's true. But I volunteer to be that smearer. And in some cases, the smearee. The hell am I talking
Only in
about?
some cases, though.
Yeah, yes.
And just lastly, Turkey fake reality show. Essie, you said you're amazed this hasn't happened here. How do you know it hasn't? Right now, there could be a bunch of women running around saying, "Hey, this reality show I shot is going to be airing sometime soon."
You're right. I'm waiting for it to happen. It's got to happen here. It's just a matter of time.
All right. Then I'm done.
Wow. Alan Covert didn't even get a question.
I had stuff for him, and I was forced to cut it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of rude.
We have some time.
Who makes that call?
I don't know. That angers me. Well, I have a whole interview with him later, so I don't feel so bad.
Alan, what do you think of all the stories we covered tonight?
Andy, I just think you're mad because I spilled that drink on you at that horse stable in Calabasas that night.
I will never forget that night.
Yes, it was.
I'm just happy it was a drink.
Yeah. I don't know what you two were doing in that stable either, but the horse looked terrified. Let me welcome back our guest. Ann Coulter, conservative political commentator, columnist, and author. She knows conservative views like I know Charleston chews, my favorite food. Alan Covert, actor and comedian. If Wisdom were Disneyland, I'd pay $80 to enter him. And S.E. Cupp, author and columnist. If fierce commentary were a city bus, homeless men would ride her all day. Well, if you're like me, you wear underwear made out of squirrels. But also, you've been dreaming of an Arctic shortcut that would speed trade between Asia and the West. Well, dream no more, people who clearly dream too much. 2 German ships, who allowed them to have a navy, are about to complete that transit for the first time. How, you ask? Well, the New York Times, a paper, reports that thanks to global warming, the Arctic ice has retreated, paving the way for the much faster passage. The effects of global warming, though, aren't all positive. Look what it's doing to dogs in Japan. Damn you, global warming. Damn you to hell. And damn you, slides. I'm not letting anybody off easy tonight. Hey, Alan, what do you make of this? What do you make of this in that manner of what I'm speaking?
I just want, they're billing this as some kind of shortcut, but I read the thing and it said they started in July and they're just now getting on the last leg of the trip. Haven't these people heard of airplanes?
Yeah. It's an interesting thing. I always wonder,
like a 4-month trip.
Yeah. Why do people still use boats?
Why don't we just make bigger planes if we really have something big to carry? I don't think that's that difficult. We've made the shuttle.
Yeah. And you don't need 80% of the Earth covered by water anyway. If we had started like 200 years ago, we could have paved all the way to England and we could be driving back and forth whenever we want.
I'd rather the Earth be paved than be 80% Gatorade, to be honest. And you know why? Electrolytes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But those fish would be fit, S.C. Those fish would be fit. What's your take on this? I have no real question for you.
Well, I mean, I don't know why they have to go through like the least hospitable environment possible to get this done. But I think Al Gore owes us all a big fat apology and thank you for clearing the way for this North Korea to the Netherlands maritime causeway.
Yeah. You know what's interesting, Anne? Nothing really.
It's interesting,
The new
Greg.
Arctic Passage would be summer competition to the Suez Canal. So isn't the Suez Canal really the victim of global warming?
I don't see any victims of global warming here, even if I believed global warming existed.
It's a win-win.
But of all of the hypothetical problems we have to worry about, this is my favorite. There's so much more beachfront property.
You know,
Al Gore is still fat.
do you know that?
And thank you for bringing us stories that are of great importance to real people.
Bill was actually violated by global warming, so you are a true victim.
I guess you want to call melanoma violation, although the place where it was is a very interesting story.
You had to take it in a dark direction.
Yeah, more
a little
pink
light
direction.
humor.
It's
I
a
know,
pink
it was
direction, Greg.
It was a good
show
joke.
until
And then-
then.
all right, here's a scoop. Fans of scoops, I love you. Also, this next story is awesome. Did Alan Covert frame Charles Manson for crimes he didn't commit? No, but he has a movie coming out. He's a great actor, an accomplished writer, and one of the quickest wits around. But sadly, Peter Sellers passed away nearly 30 years ago. Anyway, Alan Covert has been with us the entire show, so let's talk to him about crap and stuff. So you got this project, it's For the Troops 3. Now, I noticed there was For the Troops 1, and there was For the Troops 2, and I bought all of them, and it's not porn. So what is it?
No. You were looking for the poops.
So what is the third
No,
one?
actually, I just recently got involved with this. A friend of mine, John Andrasik, who is the singer-songwriter from 5 for Fighting, he did the first 2 CDs for the troops, and they were all music, and they just print out these CDs and they send them overseas to the troops in Iraq and Afghanistan, and or they can download it for free, but they give them to him, and he got all his musician friends to donate songs. And so he asked me if I would bully some comedians I know into giving their comedy bits. And so I went and asked a few friends, and so they're going to ship it in November, I believe.
Now, you got some big names on there, don't you? Adam Sandler?
Yeah, Adam Sandler gave a
Dana Carvey?
song, and Dana Carvey, Kevin James, Chris Rock, Nick Swardson.
Oh, I love him.
I just spoke to Kevin Nealon today. He's going to give something, I believe. And yeah, just pretty much everybody. It's really, pretty much anyone we asked and said, hey, we're sending this CD over to the troops, and they all said, yeah, sure, I'll give you stuff.
There were some comedians who weren't on there, Janine Garofalo, Bill Maher. Would you call them traitors who should be deported for not appearing on this CD? And this is going out onto YouTube, an internet destination.
Actually, I think Bill Maher is a traitor because he will not admit to wearing lifts in his shoes.
Oh, that is true. He left him at the floor of my bed. Okay, this is free for the troops. But if somebody else wants to buy it, they could buy it and then the money goes to the troops, or is it just free all around?
No. Yeah, no money is ever exchanged. It's just people donate their, songs or their comedy bits, and the CDs are manufactured, and it's only for the troops.
Okay.
If one of them wants to give the CD to a friend, then that's okay. But yeah, no, we never charge for it, and or they can download it off the military website.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well done, my friend. I got to ask you a couple other questions. I didn't know this, but you gained 40 pounds for your role in Little Nicky, yet you got no Oscar nomination. Did that piss you off?
Well, a little. I mean, I think they went with Ben Kingsley that year for Gandhi.
Yeah. Well, what do you think of that? And it's so easy for him to play British. Then,
let's see him do a scene where he talks to a dog.
Exactly. And then you gained 60 pounds for Mr. Deeds. Still no Oscar.
Well, actually, that was an accident. I had quit smoking prior to filming, and all of a sudden I just said, hey, I'm going to be fat in this movie.
How much weight are you willing to gain in order to become nominated? Like, what's the magic number? If I said, okay, you'll guaranteed nomination if you go, you put on 200.
Look, hey, I put on 30 this summer for nothing.
Well, it's interesting because you work a lot with Adam Sandler. You've done about 12 or 14 films with him. Do you think that he puts you in movies just to see how much weight he can make you gain? Like, oh, let's put Alan in and force him to gain 30 pounds.
I will tell you for a fact, little Nicky, he made me shave my head and gain the weight just so he could laugh at me on the set every day.
That's a true friend. Now, I noticed in previous 2 films, you were the jerky security guard in Paul Blart, Mall Cop, and you're the Ferrari guy in Bedtime Stories. Which was a bigger stretch for you?
I would say Ferrari guy because I actually had never driven a Ferrari and I had to drive it 10 feet. And in those 10 feet, I burned out the clutch, which ended up costing about $15,000.
Well, I came up